Wah 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 ba boo ba. Ba ba boo ba. Oh. 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 What is up, people? Happy Fro Day. The 4, what's up, Expect? On the purple side, what's up, Hasselhoff? 1 month till the vacay. I'm gonna take it in your place, okay? You just keep working. Sound good? 4 to 10 ads is crazy work. Welcome to Twitch. Welcome aboard. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. Your Audi 5000? Nope. My vacation now. You go back to work. Thanks for setting up a vacation for me. I appreciate it. Who can in this day and age? Who can, Rob? Who can? Wada. Who can? Nobody. Not me. 33 on Blair. Blair's almost there. What's up, Rage? Trying to follow your guide on YouTube for the Bear Druid Mage Tower guide. I keep dying. It's hard, man. That is a hard challenge. I wish you the best of luck. Let's see your Nell build. Nell build. I'm gonna Nell. What's up, Aspect? Not too bad. Chillin'. Chillin' like a villain.
This is Hound Action to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
Can't wait. Nice. India devs are delaying their game. Indie devs delaying the game because of Silksong. Well, yeah. Everyone was waiting for Silksong for 7 years. I still think they're gonna delay it. My heart won't accept any other answer. It's the only truth. Good, Big Ron. How are ya?
Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred in large numbers. You must attack their point of origin.
Oh.
Reload.
Doing good, Wraith. How are ya?
Loading.
Question hit me.
Loading.
Trying to find a good ult bunny build. Bunny's pretty straightforward. I'm guessing my last bunny build is still perfectly fine. One I posted on YouTube a while ago. Are you getting the field of battle? The field of battle. Yin you, thank you for the prime. Enjoyed the ad-free experience. Huh? What's up, Cream?
Onward to battle.
I didn't want me. You led me.
Oh, and no, so hyped. So hyped, bro. No class, no play. Field of battle, battlefield? Am I? Oh, Battlefield 6. I don't know. 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 Oh, hit Battle Pass completion, some nice skins? Heck yeah, that's awesome, Rob, that's great. There's some really cool stuff in here. I should probably be doing the daily challenges, but I just can't be arsed, you know? We're almost there. Na, na, na. 35? Did I read the patch notes? No, not yet. We can do that today if you guys want. Mostly warrior. The warrior stonks are pretty good. Let's see. Path of Exile 2 forums.
This is Hound Action to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
Shields are down.
Me when I lore. I'm gonna lore. Now, character need a Roman Centurion skin? I'd buy that. That'd be cool. You know they'll just make a female version that's like sexy though. Magnum do what Magnum does.
Master Corral's descendant. I will be
Oh. Flashbacks on Manhunter? You're the dude, bro? Oh, you think so? I've heard that a few times before. Manhunter was a cool show, huh?
reload.
Boob armor with nips and belly button. Totally Roman Centurion female style. With no skin coverage. That's how they did battle. Historically.
Reload.
36. Getting there, man. It is worth doing just a little, like these 2 dailies every day. Like we've just been getting through RK40 on so many Descendants just by doing this. We're almost done. Or past halfway anyways. Just do those 2 dailies and boom. The Celts did it. The Vikings kind of did it with the Shield Maidens as well, although they were pretty armored. What kind of skills do you think Daya will have? She has like a spear, right? Some dashing and charging and stuff. I don't know. Maybe some deployables. Actually, I don't even know what her RK actually is. What is her power? What does her RK do? She sleep? She sleep? Non-attribute like Glay? Maybe. I actually forget. Like, well, you fight her dupes and she has like these duels and stuff. Celts fought naked? Celtic warrior armor style. They had like games and stuff. Pinterest. Holy moly. I mean, half of these are fake. Or just like fan art. Old Eugen's concept art? Yeah, we've seen it for a while. I don't even know for sure that the concept art for the Eugen is actually old Eugen or if it's his ultimate skin, but it does look cool. Either way. Naked and fades, so he has a bodysuit. Oh, that is the way to do it. Can't let armor get in the way. What's up, Jobu? Celtic warrior naked. The trope of naked Celtic warriors is interesting. I mean, the Romans fought naked too, didn't they? Galatians? Hero-wise, literally pathetic but defeated Galatians. Naked warrior without implication of superiority or inferiority itself, safe by their posture.
Yeah. Who's that hot stuff?
What's this, a male descendant? I know, it's illegal. Enzo skins are nice, yeah. Now you want to watch Vikings? Ragnar Lothbrok. It ended well, but was good about 2/3 through. Prolova gonna be good for Augusta? Bro, I can't. In order to get Cantarella, I had to go back and complete every Evergreen event that I hadn't finished. I had to do all my exploration. I had to do everything. I am so exhausted and PO'd at Woo-Wah right now. Frickin' Chacona was double hard pity. Cantarella was double hard pity. I didn't get Cardathea. It's ridiculous, man. Suffering. There's no way in hell I'll be able to pull for Augusta. And then if I don't get Augusta, I don't really know what how Yuno is going to fit into builds. It seems like she could be a support, a carry, or a sub DPS. I don't even know. Actually beat all the races with Orca? Yeah, I know people that beat it with Orca. I don't know if anyone that's beat it with the Glide 4, but can't be killed trope. Vikings overall was good. It was a good vibe. I mean, any of those shows that goes on for a long time, it always struggles, but put up damage on her and anybody can be a DPS. My Froloba team is done. It's Dead Family, Mamma Mia, and Jellyfish, and I'm not changing it ever. It took so much effort to get Mamma Mia and Jellyfish that it's done. That team is locked. It's locked forever. I'm just gonna skip Augusta, I'll skip Elden Ring, and then we can get Moon, maybe, or just go for Galbrenna, and hopefully she's a good carrier or something. What if it's doable with Glide 4? You would have to fight pretty hard, I feel like, to do it with Glide 4. I feels. She is Woo-Wah Ishtar. She really is. She actually is. And I gotta go do Axion, I guess. And we can do a poll. We can dive into this drama with Subnautica. I love the music though. This is Path of Exile 2, baby. Path of Exile 2 music. What mission are you doing over here? What the frick? One week. We can also look at the patch notes today for PoE2 if you want. I do want to push more in Last Epoch as well. One week is a song?
Descendant, a large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area. Descendant, there's a tactical objective that requires protection. Please confirm.
Eliminate.
Vulgus Special Assault Ship identified.
Bare naked ladies. It's gonna be fast AF? Ooh. Ho 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 ho. Green Orchestra is something else? So many good composers, man.
To be destroyed. Requesting confirmation.
This is where it ends. Don't you dare run away.
Is this the Bare Naked Lady song? Ah, yes. One week since you looked at me.
Descendant, a tactical objective needs your protection. Please respond.
I can't listen to it because of Dumka, but now I remember.
Descendant, a powerful attack will take down the assault
Can I
ship.
just say
Please
F the
engage.
Emperor in BG3? Bro, I
Picking up
can't wait for another Larian
Be
game
careful.
in 6 years. Oh, ha, he, ha.
Descendant, there's a tactical objective that requires protection. Please confirm. Vulgus special assault ship spotted. Picking up void mutant signals.
Has anyone tried the CRPG from Owlcat that's in beta right now? The like samurai one? Speaking of CRPGs, what's it called? I forget. What I need is I need Owlcat to make
Requesting search and destroy.
a new CRPG like Wrath of the Righteous or Rogue Trader, but with the mocap cutscene style of BG3. That's what I need. I need an Owlcat game with the quality of BG3. That's what's necessary. Has anyone tried Luna and Axion? She's fine. Yeah, she's fine. Just doesn't have the same range the other characters have, you know? And she can't get on her hover bike when she's singing. But other than that, yeah, she does enough damage to do Axion. She just struggles with range, you know? Any motivation to play FF14? Bro, everyone's so down about 14.
A large cluster of breach creatures has been detected
Player
in the area.
count declining, people wondering, like not liking the current expansion.
There's a tactical objective.
Their favorite
that requires
mods are getting
protection in the
banned.
Current operation zone. Please respond.
Yoshi P, what are you doing?
My shield, thunder. Vulgus special assault ship identified.
Rogue Trader was good. Yeah, man. I didn't finish it. I need to. It's funny because I've played Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous like 3 times. Played Baldur's Gate like through 5 times. And I still haven't finished Rogue Trader yet. It's a crime. The housing will bring them back? FF14? They already have housing, no?
Descendant.
BG3 needs more mods. It does, man. It does.
Requesting confirmation.
Bear's a criminal? I am a criminal. True.
Descendant. I picked up a mutant material.
What's the biz with the never-ending mission?
In the skies nearby.
In this game? Which hover bike is the best to complete the mobile races? Vortex is the best.
Begin tracking.
Vortex.
Descendant, a tactical objective needs your protection. Please
You
respond.
never played the latest expansion? The latest expansion has a lot of people don't have the highest praise for it. It's kind of like a beach
Descendant,
episode.
A powerful attack.
It just
Take
doesn't really
down
have any
assault
weight
ship.
to it.
Please engage. Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful.
You're welcome, Pergo. Only took 68 hours to finish for you? Real? Still, that's a lot. 68 hours for a playthrough, that's a lot. Keeping characters up to date, gotcha. It's a Beast Tribe quest till 95, then it's just subpar. I literally have only finished the MSQ. I haven't done any of the, like, the past .0 updates. But, I don't know, dude. The whole story of the main MSQ is just like... I get that it's hard to come back from literal existential dread. Like, end of the galaxy, end of all universes. Like, it's hard to kind of walk that back. I get it, but I feel like they could have done better than a beach episode.
Vulgus special assault ship spotted. Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful.
I don't know, man. It might just be time for a new Final Fantasy MMO. With a new engine and new everything, you know? Just don't outsource it to China this time. Or just play 11. 11 had its issues too. At least 11 had a ranger that didn't sing songs. Though.
This is awesome.
Primary tactical objective confirmed. Requesting search and destroy.
Smooth criminal. Wah 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 wah.
Load. Map change.
Endwalker was the perfect end to the story. The new MMO should be next step. Yeah, it's hard to come back after Endwalker. That was like so epic. Endwalker and Shadowbringers was just
Dare run away.
everything about Endwalker and Shadowbringers I thought was like peak Final Fantasy, except for the fact that they keep neutering their classes. That's like the only downside, is they just keep neutering all their classes, making them easier and simpler and more brain dead over and over and over. It's ridiculous. Aside from that, everything else was pretty good.
Give up.
Nice, Cream. Congrats. Then you can afford more cosmetics in PoE 2. Are there no meteors? For a long time, yeah, it could be time for them to make a new one. I think it might be. I
cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the
don't know, like a
area.
Final Fantasy 18 or something. 5 or 6? What the frick?
Descendant, there's a tactical objective that requires protection. Please confirm.
An office with AC. Brilliant.
Vulgus special assault ship identified. Vulgus special assault ship spotted. Descendant.
Still haven't seen the new packs for Abyssal. They're okay.
Requesting confirmation.
They didn't rock my socks. You get to fully produce a game into a live action movie and you get to pick director and casting? I mean, Nier Automata is up there for sure.
Descendant, a tactical objective needs your protection. Please respond.
What other games would make great movies?
Descendant, a powerful attack will take down the assault ship. Please engage. Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful.
Dead Space probably would. That'd be pretty easy to make a good movie out of. Jabra and Nell, nice. Minecraft is pretty easy. I mean, if we're talking about movies with great stories, I wouldn't say Minecraft is up there, but
Descendant, there's a
it
tactical
is very
objective that requires
popular.
protection.
So if you're
Please
just looking
confirm.
for a quick buck, sure.
Vulgus special assault ship
I checked
spotted.
out after Endwalker. I think a decent
Picking
amount of
up
people
void
did.
mutant signals. Be careful.
I think a decent amount of people did. Yakuza games. Dude, make some Yakuza movies. I'd be down for that. Bro, I think the Judgment games would make excellent movies. Oh, no, 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 no. And a good director that can see the vision, that's impossible. That's impossible.
Primary tactical objective confirmed.
And in 4 games, it jumped to 1,500. Grats. Mass Effect movie would be good. True, true. The Serena effect. Played only the first Judgment. The second one's really good too.
Descendant, a large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the
Serena,
area.
go again. Go again, Serena. Bro, if you have one Serena, one Inez, these Axion missions go by so
That
fast.
requires protection in the current
Yes.
operation zone. Please respond.
A new Mass Effect in the making? There is a new Mass Effect in the making. Hopefully it doesn't suck hard like every game they've made in the last 5 years.
Special assault ship identified.
It probably will.
Vulgus special assault ship
What's up, Fabio?
spotted.
Titanfall 2. Uncharted is pretty much already a movie. They already did Uncharted though, didn't they? With Baby Spider-Man.
Descendant.
What's his
There's
name?
a tactical objective which needs to be destroyed.
Tom
Requesting
Dingleberry.
confirmation.
Death Stranding. Oh my god.
Protection target nearby. Confirm the location. Descendant, a powerful attack will take down the assault ship. Please engage.
The team that made Mass Effect 3 are gone. They're long gone, dude. Even the team that replaced the team that made Mass Effect 3 got replaced. We're in like a Ship of Theseus moment right now.
Protection target nearby.
Woke
I'll
Mass
guide you to the
Effect.
location.
Speaking of woke, did you see that the White House put out a list of all the things in the Smithsonian they don't like? They're literally asking the Smithsonian to remove things from it because they don't like them.
Bogus special assault ship spotted. Picking up void mutant signals. Be
Just
careful.
trying to delete history. The White House, you know? Like our leader? The people in charge? Put out a diss track on the Smithsonian? Actually, the worst timeline.
Primary tactical objective confirmed. Requesting search and destroy.
What if it's aliens that are in charge?
This is going to hurt. Aim for the weak spot.
This is getting insane. Druid form? It's rough, man. It is. It's really rough. Is the Serena gonna go again?
Descendant, a large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area.
Serena? If Serena goes again, I'll go again.
Descendant, there's a tactical objective that requires protection. Please confirm.
Smith who? Smithsonian. It's a museum. A history museum. Serena's going again. Guess I'm going again.
Bogus special assault ship identified.
My shield is damaged.
Fake gamer. Fake.
Bogus special assault ship spotted.
Dry never plays real
There's a tactical
games.
objective which needs to be destroyed.
Play
Requesting
Hotline
confirmation.
Miami. PoE 2 patch notes. Play Treasure Hunter Claire.
Protection target nearby. Confirm the location.
Ben Stiller's Museum. What is this, a museum for
A
ants?
powerful attack will take down the assault ship. Please engage. Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful.
Play Super Mario 64. Wahoo, wahoo. Did that ship just vanish? Did Serena just make that ship disappear?
Descendant, there's a tactical objective that requires protection. Please confirm.
This is where it ends.
Vulgus special assault ship spotted. Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful.
Get rid of history is doomed to repeat it. I can bring it up. Once this Serena leaves. I'm basically only doing this because Serena's here. Like, Serena and Inez together is so efficient for Axiom planes, it's ridiculous. It's like... I was gonna leave, but there's a Serena here who's fully built, so... I may as well. She might leave for this wall crash, I don't know.
Requesting search and destroy.
Or depart the Colossus guided capsule. Warning.
Look at that. Just deleted his health bar. And then as soon as he's on... Watch this.
Area out of range of the siren. Or vacate the Colossus guided. Please respond to ground.
Actually insane.
Descendant.
Inez
a
for
large
ads, Serena for
cluster of
ships and
breach creatures
boss.
has
Yep.
been detected in the area. Descendant.
Let's see if she
I've
goes
picked up
again.
a mutant material formation signal in the skies nearby.
I need 3 more and then this is done. If she doesn't join, I'll quit.
Protection target nearby. I'll guide you to the location.
You're having donuts for lunch and you can't stop me? Mods? Stop him.
Vulgus special assault ship identified.
She might be doing meteors, I don't know. Oh, she is. I won't be able to leave mission because I'm Inez. I don't think I can get there until... Oh, she did join. What the frick? Make Evolve canon to the alien universe.
Vulgus special assault ship spotted.
Already how many colors are on screen? Harlow, huh? Are they doing it? They're doing it, aren't they? They probably already finished. Serena's not moving.
Descendant. There is a tactical objective which needs to be destroyed. Requesting confirmation.
Okay, I might just dip. If I can. Can I? Am I allowed to leave? Did you already finish this? It's taking so long. Yeah, she did. Let's end this.
The mutant materials will be lost if you're not quick enough.
This is where it ends.
Fantastic. I knew I could count on you.
That count? We got... Oh, we have to do 10 meteors? Oh my god, bro. Cucamonga. Great googly moogly, bro. Yeah, see? White House releases list of Smithsonian exhibits it objects to today, this morning. He objects to certain exhibits being too woke. The Smithsonian. Wait. In a true social post, it was too focused on how bad slavery was. So get rid of the exhibits that show how bad slavery was so we can forget about it. Oh my god. It objected to programming that highlighted animated Latinos and Latinas with disabilities, or a disabled plus-size actress. It shouldn't educate people on their identity. What's up? What's up, Maven? It's literally the whole point of the exhibit. It's literally the whole point. Is to remember the atrocities we've committed so that we can be better. Oh my jeez, bro. Museums throughout Washington are, but all over the country are essentially the last remaining segment of woke. The Smithsonian is out of control. Where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished and downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future. We're not going to allow this to happen. I've instructed my attorneys to go through all the museums and start the exact same process that's been done with colleges and universities where progress is made. The country cannot be woke because woke is broke. We have the hottest country in the world. This just in, Donald Trump declares that slavery wasn't bad. Don't talk about it. Don't remember it. Slavery wasn't bad. It was okay. It's fine. It's all fine. Literally. Literally. We're not playing Guild Wars 2? I don't know, dude. To states' rights. It is the Library of Alexander all over again, yeah. In modern times. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? What a world. All right, let's make a poll, shall we? What's our poll today? PoE 2 poll actually had a good amount of votes. Actually. Oh, I have a package. 1 second. Oh. Oh. You watching Hans anime? No. I watched Clevites, the new episode of Clevites and Water Magician yesterday. What's up, Top Bun? Tyrannical fought on the side of Confederacy and the war pretty horrible, stated in his journal. Yeah, a lot of those things are very important to remember. Nostradamus? And we will alliance with Russia. Damn. Predictions. Go watch Hans anime? I don't want to watch Hans, man. Bro, there's a new episode of Togen Anki and Secrets of the Silent Witch up. Already, bro. Already. Stop YouTube stream, we can watch it here. No, I don't want to watch Hans. There's no way Horse Girls is good TV. I can't believe it. I can't. All right, what's our poll today? Aliens is good TV. Mostly caught up on the Fusion for next few days at the cost of sleep and some sanity. Almost caught up on the Fusion? What's the Fusion? It's running sports anime. They're just named after horses. I actually have not watched too many sports anime. Other than like Haikyuu. I know there's like the baseball one. There's Blue Lock. There's the basketball one. And I guess there's Horse Girls, but other than Haikyuu, I don't think I've watched that many sports animes. Bum. Oh, the Ninja Turtle Fusion. Ah, you're doing it. All right, new poll. What's the new poll? Should we do another one of these? This one was kind of fun. What profession would you have as an NPC? You wake up as an NPC in the RPG. What's your role in the story? Sidekick. Martyr. Love interest. Villain? They go full Demon Slayer with special effects? There's no way, dude. There's no way. It's just Hans. There's no way. There's no way it's cinema. I can't believe it. Hidden endgame? Hyper boss? Like villain boss? It just chills in the bar all day? You wake up as a side character? They are all options that get killed? You're thinking too hard. What do you want? A bush, a blade of grass, a speck of dirt, and a piece of sand? Is that what you want? That way you're safe from murder? Wouldn't be the villain more of a main character? Yeah, I guess kinda. A vending machine? What's a side character in an RPG? Because, like, we did NPC, which we could do another NPC one, I guess. But, like, if you're going to be involved in the story, but you're not the protagonist... Chauffeur, like Delamain? Ask who's the best girl. We've done a few of those before. What's up, Captain Ron? How are you? Mentor. Oh, Mentor's pretty good. Oh, Mentor. I mean, that doesn't help Ryu's problem of everyone dies, but... Because usually the Mentor dies, and the Martyr dies, which, I mean, all of these can be martyrs, I guess. Comic relief? This is probably fine, I guess. Like, all of these can be martyrs, right? And all of these can be sidekicks, really. Not all these can be mentors, I guess, but... I guess martyr is more like they weren't one of these other three. They were just there to die for dramatic effect. Like, carry on without me. Ooh. We all know it's Valby. Valby is, she is best girl. It's true. Narrator? That's not a side character. It's not even a character at all. I guess we can go with this. Yeah. Alright, what's a good example of a love interest? Yennefer, probably. Yennefer or Triss. Or I guess, Tifa's? Oh, Tifa. Ooh. Ignores my suggestions? What were your suggestions? Quest Giver, Town Guard. Those aren't side characters. Those are NPCs. Quest Giver, Town Guard. Those are NPCs. We're talking about side characters that are part of the story. You know? People that are involved in the narrative. Town Guards aren't involved in the narrative, you know? We can certainly do another NPC one if we want to, like Quest Giver, Merchant, you know, Town Guard, City Guard, you know, Advisor or whatever. Quest Giver, you have no story? Yeah, but those are NPCs, man. They're not part of the narrative. Cortana, a weapon? Tool? Anthropomorphic tool? Playboy party member. The dude bro. Would people get mad if I said Tifa was just a love interest? I feel like Final Fantasyers would get mad if I said that. She's kind of everything, huh? What's a good example of a love interest? Like, it comes to mind as like Pan Am or like Triss or something. Characters that don't join your party really. Well, I guess they kind of do sometimes. Put a Stola there. Let's just casually put a Scion as a side character. A Stardew Valley character. What's like a perfect example of a martyr? Someone that just dies at the beginning of the game for dramatic effect. Oh, a sister character, like a family member? Pan friend zone me every time. Joel in Last of Us. Oh my god, the comments. The comments would be so mad. Could I put Aerith here? If I put Aerith here, is that too far? She did cast a spell to save the world. Princess Sophia would be pretty good too. Rage bait the nerds! Okay, we can do Aerith. Oh, Jackie in Cyberpunk. That's a great one too. That's true. He is also a sidekick. He's a sidekick and a martyr, I guess. But he does die pretty early on. Spoiler alert. Martyr could be all... Do we need to get rid of Martyr? I mean, all of them can be martyrs. I'm just thinking, like, sometimes characters are literally their only purpose in the story is to be a martyr. Like, they don't serve any other purpose. They just exist and they die for dramatic effect. I mean, realistically, any side character could be a martyr. You develop emotional attachment to them and then they die, but... Johnny Silverhand is a martyr. Does he really die, though? Does he really die, though? Kenny in South Park. Now, we're talking about games. I guess you could talk about, like, Stick of Truth or something, but... Right. Alphino's grandpa. I thought they would kill Alphino off in Endwalker, but it is Final Fantasy. Okay, let's just go with Aerith for Martyr, whatever. What's a good solid love interest that's like more love interest than most things? Does Pan Am or what's her name? Jill? Jane? Judy. I mean, Judy's a big part of the story, though. Me and your mom. Oh my god. Luna from Lunar Legends. Princess Peach. Mass Effect Andromeda. Our Father. Would you count I guess Actually, like, the Dragon's Dogma 2 characters were pretty much only love interests. Like, no joke. Maybe something from Baldur's Gate 3? Although everyone in Baldur's Gate 3 that you can romance is part of the story, I guess. Cortana's a love interest? That's a little bit... That's got some extra strings attached to it, though. Ada Wong. I can't say no to the queen, but I feel like she's also a big main character. A big main character in Resident Evil. Like, she's literally playable in, like, a third of the REs. She's actually such an important character. Yeah, I know they loved Cortana. For me, Cortana is a little bit extra, I guess. Like, again, very integrated into the story. And though you loved each other, I don't know if it's like just a pure love interest. Jill? Does it have to be romantic love for a love interest character? Are you asking whether the love interest character needs to be love? Like, are you asking whether, like, Vash the Stampede loved his pistol? What? And Tamaki? Good girl Shani? What is love? I feel like no matter what I put here, people are going to have comments about it. Luziox? Is that the Final Fantasy guy? The old dude? No, love as in romantic, Ryu. Why is this so hard for you? As in love, romantic love. Do I need to, like, romantic love interest with sexual vibes? Like, how much clearer do I need to make it? No, I'm not talking about Sid from Eminence and Shadow loving gold. Yes, Sid loves money. Doesn't mean that he's romantically invested in money. Harley Quinn was only love interest? Real? No, we're rubbing totems, losing. Sid from any Final Fantasy tile. True. Guild Wars 2 Road to level 60. I don't know. A lot of great ideas in chat. What do we choose? What do we choose? I mean, Sid from Final Fantasy... Actually, Sid in every Final Fantasy is a good mentor, to be honest. Let's see. Most popular RPG games. Like, let's go by, like, what people would... The most amount of people would recognize. I mean, Witcher's an easy one. Baldur's Gate's an easy one. Elden Ring's an easy one. Mass Effect's an easy one. Nier Automata's an easy one. Cyberpunk's an easy... Like, these are games that a lot of people have played, so they would recognize the character, I guess. Tifa? What does Tifa fit best? Well, if we're going to use Aerith for... I kind of want to do 4 different games. I don't want to do 2 from the same game, if possible. So, like, what's a... Like, a Baldur's Gate 3 character that fits one of these? Because Baldur's Gate's one of the biggest RPGs in the world right now. We did Final Fantasy. Vesemir would be a great mentor, actually. That's a great mentor. So Baldur's Gate 3, Shadowheart. Is she a love interest, a mentor, or a sidekick? She's kind of all of those, isn't she? Jill in Final Fantasy 16 was a great love interest. I don't know, how many people played... How many copies of FF16 sold? 3.5 million is not like crazy, to be honest. How many copies of Cyberpunk 2077 sold? 30 million. Yeah, Cyberpunk is like 10 times bigger than FF16 as far as like being recognizable. Trash Cleric. She's the most romanced option? I guess that's kind of true. So we could do like love interest for Shadowheart. Dog as sidekick. What was his name? Sprinkles or whatever? Scratches? Scratch? I know when I put Shadowheart here, the morbing is gonna be out of control, dude. Oh my god, people are gonna morb so hard at this. What is this frame rate, bro? What is this frame rate? Ma. Oh, this is like spoilery, I guess, huh? People are gonna morb so hard at Shadowheart. Eleanor from Warframe. Is it wrong or is it perfectly accurate to show Shadowheart snarling as the GIF? That's kind of accurate, isn't it? Put Asterion? That is true, actually. Asterion and Shadowheart kind of side by side for interest. Yuna from Final Fantasy X. Is it wrong if I put Shadowheart snarling like this as love interest? To be fair, she snarls a lot. It's like her personality. But our party members side characters? Yes and no, actually. They're kind of both. What's up, Wolf? Okay, so we'll do that. So that's 2 down. Sidekick and mentor. Vizimir's pretty good as a mentor, to be honest. He's like peak. He is like very much mentor. We can do Vizimir, I guess. Vader? Although, isn't Vizimir also a martyr? Spoilers? Project Duck? What's Project Duck? Put me in the list. Put me in the list. I want to be in the list. Wait, is he already? Oh, that's right. That's Siri. Okay, this is kind of spoilery. It's kind of spoilery. Witcher 3 is pretty old. It's fine. Right? It's fine. He's just giving him a massage. We're not playing Last Epoch. Why are you? Bro, don't even... Oh, man. Gotta be... God dang it. Vader is a martyr? I guess kinda. I mean, he did do horrible things even before he had a reason to explain why he did horrible things, but, you know. Such a spoiler. Okay. And then what about sidekick? What's a good sidekick? Donkey from Shrek? What's classic sidekick? Totem? Sid is very much a mentor. Actually, Sid from FF16 is kind of everything but love interest, I guess. Rook or Jarvis? Jarvis is in a game. I guess he's in games, but not really. Sergeant Johnson. Cortana as a sidekick? Do you think people would be okay with me calling Cortana a sidekick? She does have sidekick tendencies. Robin? Jill was the third wheel. What about Fallout? Anything from Fallout? What if we did Torrent from Elden Ring? Or yeah, dog meat. Does Torrent count as a sidekick in Elden Ring? Kinda? Kinda? Ellie from Last of Us, but then she became the main character, you know? That's the problem with Last of Us, is they like switch, you know? Joel goes from main character to martyr, spoilers. Ellie goes from side character to main character, you know? What if we did Jackie from Cyberpunk? He's pretty sidekicky until he dies. Right? Mojo Jojo. I'm just gonna do Jackie, whatever. No matter what, people are gonna yell at me. Johnny is more a sidekick than Jackie? Is Johnny a sidekick? He kind of is. He doesn't... I mean, all he does is yap, to be honest. And sometimes hijack your wiener. Sasuke? The dog dude from Elden Ring? We go on a date as Johnny, we go on a date with Johnny, we go on a date with Johnny as the third wheel. Like, all of those things happen. Boy. Oh, actually, boy. Boy is kind of perfect, huh? That's true. That is... Because he doesn't die. He's not a martyr. He's your son, so there's no love interest. That's very... Yeah, that's very dad of boy. That is very true. Oh, this is where he tries to get freaky. This is Ragnarok, though. He's more of a side character in the original God of War. Or like 2016, I mean. He's more of like a character in Ragnarok. TBH. Boy. Or 2018, I guess. Was that 2018? Ragnarok was good. It was, yeah. When Thor resurrects you by kick-starting your heart, like that was one of the coolest moments. Golden Sun. Did we get a cutscene of him? Show Atreus' face. Show a close-up of his face. Alright, that's good enough. We've spent enough time on this. Now. Is there a scene of him getting slapped? What the frick? Ryu chose violence today. There is something different with your face. What did you do? Change it back. What? Am I some kind of shapeshifter? What the frick? Did you grow older? Oh, maybe I trimmed my beard. Is it really worth it if polls take an hour to make? Maybe. Yes. Dude, get ready, chat. Get ready for the memes on this. The memes on this are gonna be out of control. Like extreme memes.
Actually, they're not a martyr because they start out as a character in your party and you can use abilities with them, so they're not just a martyr. And that's not a side character because in the second game you can play them as a main character, which means they're not a side character. And according to my calculations, Why are you putting spoilers? I didn't know that Aerith dies in Final Fantasy VII, the game that came out decades ago. I didn't know that. You ruined it for me, stupid YouTuber.
Too big. Your face is too big. Bing, 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 bong. Oh, that's way too big. Holy shit. Spit in the nerd's milk. Oh, so freaking close, bro.
Actually, according to my calculations, that character ate a burrito in the second act of the prologue, which means that they're not actually a mentor. The fact that they shared bread with the main character means they're more of a side character than a mentor. I know this because I went to college for storytelling and narrative design, and I can tell you that they're not actually a love interest because of this reason, and blah 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 blah.
Answer the question. What do you feel about Arc Knight? I haven't played it. Is it good? It's probably too big, huh? Probably. Doesn't have a release date? End whatever, Enders or Arc Knight End? Is it still in beta or whatever? Haven't people been playing it for a while? Remember it's my birthday going bowling? Insert GTA bowling meme? Go bowling, bro. Karlak had the best personality? Oh yeah? Why couldn't I romance Jahara? $26. It had one beta test? Really? Why did I think it was out? When's Neverness to Everness coming out? Because she was married? Details. Hmm. 15.2. You could bang a bear? I can't say that I'm interested in that. I can't say that I'm interested in that. To be honest, Yennefer is a really good love interest too. Like, a lot of these characters could be in each one of these categories, depending on how hard you want to me. Really depends on how hard you want to me. Can you even see this? Okay. Huh? All right, there we go. Make up a side character. What's your role in the story? Dude, the amount of I can already smell the memes. Get ready for the memes. They're coming. Memes are coming.
Actually, if you really played the game and read all the tooltips and the story and the backstory like I did as a professional gamer like me, if I were to look into the story, it's actually more accurate to say that the...
You know what? You know what? All right, new poll chat. There it is. See what the people have to say.
Actually...
All right, there's that. Now, should we go over this nonsense? Holy flashbang, bro. Does this work? This doesn't work on here, right? Because it's a PDF. Oh, it does work. What the frick? No, yes, no, yes, no. Why is this one black and this one's yellow? Can I say that on stream? Am I banned now? Your roommates baked fresh cinnamon rolls. Ooh. Blame the White House. Da-na-na-na-na. Holy, my hair's all over the place. Holy, dude. Definitely not this anymore. Watching Cinderella Grey on stream. That's illegal! Jahira, like she's Shakira. Uh-huh. I mean, isn't she Shakira? Let's be honest. It's uploaded on YouTube, watched for free. Because YouTube is a cesspool. People can literally make a video using a song or a series that they don't own, but because they posted a video with it in it, they can then start content striking other people that use it, even though they don't actually own it. And your options are either to get into a long dispute battle where Google gets involved and the whole time you're losing monetization, or just remove it from your video. So people that don't even own the content can screw you over on YouTube. So it's better just to avoid it entirely. Paying 2 rents over here, nearly a sheesh. What, for First Descendant skins? Yeah, they are very expensive. They are. Ditch the red. See, a lot of the music creators that cover games. Yep, I've literally had people that they're like a small let's play channel, and they played a game that I also played, and because the game intro played in both of our videos, they content striked me because we had the same content in our video. Even though they don't own the game, they didn't make the game, they just happen to have content that has the same content in it, and so they can strike you, and it's nonsense. And your only option is to get into like a dispute with YouTube, hoping they reply in time to try and sort it out. To be honest, the people picking Martyr are... We should probably check on them. Out of all these, if you're choosing Martyr on purpose, we should probably, like, do a wellness check or something. Uh-huh. Do the same to them. No, I don't send out content strikes, bro. I don't care that much. I just don't. Doot 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 boot boot. All right, let's do this. Let's do the do. Motivate the childhood friend hero to save the world. I mean, I guess maybe you just want to like, maybe you just want to like get in, get out. You know, there's definitely some game worlds that you wouldn't really want to stay a part of. Maybe you just want to, like, you know, in and out 15-minute adventure. Farmer John NPC. Yeah, we had a poll for NPCs. We can do another one tomorrow or something. Of, like, actual just NPCs. Like Town Guard, Palace Guard. Quantum Leap is an old show. Which AI is used for the Thamine model? No idea. LRIS plus L ratio plus ratio plus not enough hours plus negative KD plus dropped frames plus corrupted save file plus CSI Miami. What the frick? La 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 la. You want to break her into a model? Oh yeah? I don't even want to know what your breaker looks like. Losing in his bizarre character customizations. Bink bonk, bink bink bonk. MGS game is running awful on consoles? Wait, the new Snake Eater? The 3 remake? No. Hey, it's Dry Bear. And I can't believe we're back here again. The Subnautica 2 drama situation just keeps evolving every single week with new discoveries, new problems, new lawsuits, and just more back and forth. And I know this is going to be a little bit exhausting for some people to keep up with. I'm kind of just doing highlights as we go along. So let's quickly do a very fast recap on where we're at, and then talk about the brand new lawsuit that was just filed in a way that you probably weren't expecting. So here's the skinny. Subnautica 2 was set to launch early 2024. It did not. Subnautica 2 was delayed to the end of 2024. It did not launch. It was delayed again to summer of this year, aiming around between maybe June, July, August, that sort of time frame. Since we're past that, it's very obvious Subnautica 2 did not launch. It was then delayed again to 2026. However, in a shocking turn of events, the founders and the C-suite leaders of the developer of Subnautica, Subnautica Below Zero, as well as Subnautica 2 and another game as well, were ejected. They were fired from their own company and removed. And everyone was freaking out and saying, what's going on? What is this? The story, after a while, progressed, and then we found out that Krafton, the publisher that had bought Subnautica Studio Unknown Worlds in 2021 for a sum of $500 million, ended up being a big part of firing the founders. And so the founders came back and said, we're not gonna stand for this. They had filed a lawsuit against Krafton claiming a breach of contract, saying that Krafton said they would stay out of the order of operations, like actually the day-to-day decision-making of Subnautica, and they claimed that Krafton did not. And so there's a lot of he said, she said. Were they doing it to try and make the money of a promised bonus? Krafton, in their purchase agreement, said that if, Unknown Worlds had hit a revenue target by the end of 2026, they would get a payout of $250 million to the founders and the studio. And Krafton was claiming that the only reason they wanted to kick Subnautica 2 out the door was because they just wanted to meet that target of hitting that revenue and getting that bonus. Krafton also said that the founders were going to take almost all of the $250 million for themselves, about $240 million or something like that, just for themselves. And so the community has been in a tizzy trying to figure out, is Krafton in the wrong? Are the founders in the wrong? Or I don't care, just give me the dang game so I can play it and enjoy it. And that's kind of where we were about a week ago. However, we just got a brand new lawsuit filed with the Court of Delaware in the United States that is pretty shocking. Kojimbo? Bom, bom, bom. Bing, 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 bong. This time around, the development studio itself, Unknown Worlds, originally started by the three founders named in these two lawsuits, is suing the founders this time for stealing, confidential material as they were fired from the company. And what's interesting is in the last lawsuit we covered last week, Krafton alleged this exact thing, saying that the founders stole confidential material, stole proprietary assets, stole things from the company Unknown Worlds before they were fired and removed from the company. So this actually adds a little bit of credence to Krafton's claim that the founders were taking things, at least, regardless of what you believe on the situation itself. So let's look at the lawsuit in a little bit. It is quite long. I'm going to try and summarize this, and we'll try to hit the high notes. Now, of course, it's a legal document, so there's going to be a lot of context, a lot of like very deliberate language to keep things clear. But they do mention, obviously, the 3 targets in this are Cleveland, McGuire, and Gil. Charlie, Max, and Ted are their you know, the names they go by in general. They talked about how, you know, Ted was the business leader, Cleveland and McGuire were the creative stars, like technical and creative directors for the studio, and they're the ones that were kind of driving the force of Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero, some of the most popular games in the industry in general. They summarized that in 2021, the the Subnautica studio Unknown Worlds was purchased by Krafton for $500 million. So they got a nice hefty sum. There's also a reminder that the founders got a large portion of that as well as individuals rather than going to the employees or the company specifically. But as we look through this, I'm gonna have the verbiage down below on screen. Try to pick through this. The more I read it, it does kind of seem like Krafton, you know, had someone at Unknown Worlds file this, because a lot of what we're seeing here is kind of lauding Krafton in a way. It doesn't necessarily mean that the context of the lawsuit itself is wrong. It's very possible that the founders did kind of, you know, run away with some confidential material from their exit in the studio. And also keep in mind that the lawsuit that the founders filed against Krafton does request that the courts reinstate the founders as leadership in Unknown Worlds, potentially even with back pay, and just put them back in their role because Krafton violated it. So there's definitely some language into here that favors Krafton in that light. I'm bound. Even text like this saying Krafton develops its own games, but has an even broader reach as one of the world's largest video game publishers. It enjoys access to markets around the world, including some such as Asia, where the Subnautica franchise still had considerable opportunity for growth. Now all the money's going to the lawyers. True, dude. It kind of is, huh? By my hand. By my hand. It's kind of corroborated by this as well. They kind of reinforce with this lawsuit coming from Unknown Worlds in this case, that the guaranteed $500 million to Unknown Worlds stockholders up front, a significant premium reflecting the business potential for the initial purchase. However, the lawsuit does state explicitly that Cleveland and McGuire pocketed almost blank apiece, while Gil received blank. So one of the parts of the Krafton filing is that the founders took most of the money for themselves, and they also alleged that the founders were trying to take most of the $250 million payout for themselves again as well. And that same language is repeated here in this lawsuit from Unknown Worlds. It also reaffirms that there was a anticipation of a bright future with the ongoing team, and so the purchase agreement provided for an additional revenue-based earnout of up to $250 million if they hit sales targets by the end of 2026, which is what they're, by the end of 2025, I guess. So they're trying to like get that done. And then Crafton is saying that the reason that the founders were trying to rush out early access for Subnautica 2, whether you believe it's rushed or not, was to try and get that payout rather than trying to make the best game that they could. Promise not to use or disclose. But further down into the lawsuit, they mentioned that in connection with the purchase agreement, the original purchase agreement in 2021, the founders also executed employment agreements in which they committed to specific roles and duties within the company, which also extended to a promise not to use or disclose Unknown Worlds' confidential information, agreed to promptly return any confidential information and company property upon their termination or Unknown Worlds request. So this is where the lawsuit kind of gets into its details here, where Unknown Worlds as a as a company is saying that they did not they didn't promptly return the confidential information. They didn't make good on their promise not to use it, and they walked away with a bunch of it, which was against their their agreements as part of that acquisition. Further down in the lawsuit, this is where Unknown Worlds' lawsuit gets very pointed. They say the bright future from the parties, including the founders, the creators of the company, the Unknown Worlds, the developer of Subnautica 2, and the publisher Crafton, they're saying the bright future between the three of them anticipated in 2021 was not to be, written in plain text in this lawsuit. This lawsuit arises because the key employees, the three founders, despite their roles as officers and directors, largely abandoned the company, the Subnautica game, and the gaming community that has been anticipating new adventures in the sequel in Subnautica 2. So this is a heavy, very, gravitas argument being thrown here, saying that the founders abandoned all of their roles, they abandoned their fellow employees, they abandoned their, obligations to the purchase agreement, and they even abandoned the community as well. That's intense, bro. It goes on to state that compounding the abandonment that they're alleging here, each of the three founders downloaded substantial volumes of company confidential information on their way out the door. Unknown Worlds brings this lawsuit to recover damages for the injuries caused by the abandonment and breach of their fiduciary duties to the company, and to put Crafton and Unknown Worlds in the position they would be in if it didn't happen. That's a lot. Further down, it even says that, the Unknown Worlds leadership was central to it, but rather than devote their time and efforts to Subnautica 2's release, at least two of the key employees checked out in all but name. So you have to kind of, let me know what you think. I mean, from the outside, it's hard for us to know with certainty, but at least from this, Crafton is alleging that the founders let everyone down. Now this lawsuit that is stated to come from Unknown Worlds, is filed in the name of Unknown Worlds, is agreeing with Crafton and kind of putting the founders in the hot spot here. So let me know what you think about this. Do you actually think that there's an internal perspective in Unknown Worlds right now that the founders let them down and that they were screwing everything over and making Subnautica 2 not a reality, and that Crafton's in the right and the founders are in the wrong? Do you think that potentially Crafton is trying to pull the strings to involve, Unknown Worlds as a secondary line of offense for their war against the founders, and then the founders going at war with Crafton? Or what are your thoughts on this, and how do you read this kind of language? Then they go on to kind of like name them one by one and actually look at the founders here. So Cleveland, Charlie, he was kind of like the creative lead for most of the Subnauticas. He also worked on Natural Selection, an awesome mod, and Natural Selection 2, if you've never played them, an asymmetrical game, very, very fun. So they're kind of targeting Charlie right now. So Charlie was the first to stray. Despite publicly holding himself out as the CEO and game director of Unknown Worlds, he was gradually becoming disengaged. In 2022, just a year after their purchase, the lead developer in Subnautica 2, a franchise and project supposedly led by Cleveland, openly complained that the project had no creative leadership, and I haven't been able to get much of Charlie's time lately and sort of don't know what he really thinks or wants to hear. Ellie now. By 2023, Cleveland announced to his friends and some colleagues that he was leaving video game development to learn how to produce movies and explore other interests. So what's interesting about this perspective too is this certainly could be true. I think there was definitely, it seems like from all the legal documents we've read that Krafton was purchasing Unknown Worlds in 2021 with the idea that they would want to expand the Subnautica IP into every medium possible. Mobile games, movies, TV shows. We've seen the success of Last of Us on TV, Fallout on TV, movies coming to, the big screen, all of that, merchandise, trying to get more monetization out of that IP and make it grow. So some people believe that Krafton wanted the founders to actually expand out into movie making, TV making, all of that. And some people believe that Charlie was going, he had moved away from, the Northern California studio location that they had and moved closer to Los Angeles so that he could get in with Hollywood and meet with people, rub hands and share drinks and try to get Subnautica, commissioned as a movie or a series or something like that, that it was all part of that agreement. And some people believe that no, he was just kind of dipping and didn't want to make games anymore. So let me know what your perspective is on that down below. They even allege that he later changed his LinkedIn profile to part-time developer, and by 2024, he abandoned all creative or other leadership roles with the company. The technical lead, McGuire, spent 2022 and 2023 buried in passion project of a new game, Moonbreaker, even well past the time it became clear that Moonbreaker was a commercial failure. I think it's pretty objective to say that Moonbreaker was a commercial failure. Most people don't even know what that game actually was, because when it came out, it pretty much flopped by almost every major metric. It doesn't mean that he wasn't also able to contribute meaningfully to Subnautica, but I think it is fair and factual to say that Moonbreaker was a bit of a distraction and also not a very good success for Unknown Worlds in general. They then say that, later on, eventually, McGuire too abandoned any pretense of technical involvement in Subnautica 2, and Gil, who was doing the business management, who assumed the role of CEO, was fully aware of the situation. And did nothing about it. Cleveland, McGuire remained officers and directors of the company, and as this lawsuit alleges, did nothing for Subnautica, despite their functional departures from game development or leadership. They even allege that between 2023 and 2025, development of Subnautica 2 stalled. And this lawsuit is alleging that the reason that Subnautica 2 was delayed from Q1 of 2024 to Q4 of 2024 to later summer of 2025 and now to 2026, almost 2 years after the original intended launch window for the game. This lawsuit is alleging that the reason that it was delayed is solely placed on the founders themselves, which I think is kind of a hard pill to swallow. It's really hard for me to say that that the leadership are the sole reason why a game gets delayed. You know, there could be a lot of reasons, and without knowing what the internal structure was like and what they were working on internally, it's really hard to know whether this is actually true or not. But it could at least be in part true. Like, obviously they could, you know, make the development team rework on assets, change direction, saying, hey, we don't want this biome anymore, make a new one, throw everything out and start over. Like, they can cause a lot of issues, and there's plenty of examples of, you know, leadership, either leads, management, or C-suite, or even like GM, EP level employees, causing lots of disruption and setting timelines back by their own actions individually, which could be true, but you know, it's hard to know from the outside. Now, this is where things kind of get very crafty, because this lawsuit alleges that worse, the scope of the projected release was degraded time and time again. What was originally projected to be a limited scope early access release was limited to little more than a sandbox. And this is what the Krafton lawsuit, or the Krafton post, was alleging, is that the game was not ready. They estimated that the game was about 12% complete when the founders and Unknown Worlds wanted to put it out to early access. Krafton went on record officially and with the courts saying that 12% is not enough for an early access version of the game. However, you know, anyone that played the game was under a non-disclosure agreement, so they can't really talk about it. And we never got to play that version of the game either, since it never shipped and went live. So only people under employment agreements and NDAs played it. So it's hard for us to actually believe them or understand where they're coming from. It's very possible that the version that they wanted to kick out to early access for Subnautica 2 was in fact undercooked and unprepared. And so, you know, everyone would have hated it. I think that enough people like Subnautica that even if it was only a single biome with a single page of things to craft, and we could just jump in, try the building, gather some stuff, and most importantly, try out the multiplayer, because Subnautica has historically been a single player game. Subnautica 2 has multiplayer functionality. I think that a portion of the audience in Subnautica would have been perfectly fine playing a 12% complete early access game. I mean, if you look at, you know, early access like Grounded 2 that just launched, the size of the map, it's like 22% of the overall map with a very limited scope, but people still love it. I played Grounded 2, it's great. I'm looking forward to their roadmap as they add more content in general, but let me know where your head is at on early access. Is Krafton right in saying that the game was undercooked for early access? Is that a thing? Can it be truly undercooked? And Krafton also believes that, you know, if you kick something out that's too underdeveloped, it could end up hurting the brand. And that was their major argument, is that because the founders wanted to go into early access in the state the game was in, Krafton believes that that would have harmed the Subnautica brand because the game was just not good enough even to an early access standard. We have to cook, Jesse. We gotta cook. Now, they also say that they were pointing at potentially, I mean, a lot of people have speculated that the release window was going to be about August, or maybe like, you know, July, August timeframe. So, you know, it would have been in our hands by now, and we've been playing it for the last month or so. And Krafton says, and even this Unknown Worlds lawsuit seems to agree with Krafton, that there simply would not be enough to be saleable, compelling content to warrant an early access release until then. Krafton, the sole stockholder, intended publisher of Subnautica 2, expressed its concerns with the founders across several meetings. So again, this lawsuit is agreeing with Krafton in almost every major way, that the founders didn't put enough effort into the game, that the game was not ready, it shouldn't have been kicked out to early access, and it sounds like, at least from this verbiage, that Unknown Worlds was in alignment with that idea. This lawsuit, from Unknown Worlds' perspective, also alleges that every delay from the contemplated release window around summertime this year, hurt the company's revenue and reputation. Worse still, however, would be a release that the substantial Subnautica community would have rejected. I think that if they wanted to make this process sit well with the community, I think they should have probably just launched a beta weekend or something, right? Actually make it so the general community can get hands on the game. You can make it so it's you get access for a weekend. It's a demo, right? It's a limited access demo for 2 or 3 days. You can play it and try it. And then I think if that was actually trash gaming that would have aligned with their accusations here, I think it would have been a lot easier for them to get the gaming community on board. However, since they never actually shipped it and, people that weren't under NDA never got to play it, it's really hard, I think, for the community at large to accept and stomach the idea that the early access version of the game would be a release that the substantial Subnautica gaming community would have rejected. And this language here, again, agrees with Crafting, saying that Subnautica 2 should be a series that's built to expand, buying new releases and new versions over time, and with the second game would offer novel gameplay along with new and compelling narratives and new features such as vehicles or creatures that had not been previously offered. Crafton's big argument that we looked at last week was really just around the idea that, in general, the sequel should be much better than the first game, much better than Below Zero, and make a big splash, pun intended, on the gaming community in Subnautica as a whole, and that the second game that they wanted to push out into early access did not meet those standards and was not good enough relative to that. Roguelikes on Steam? Skull is pretty good. SKUL. Play Ares' game, Dead Zone Rogue. This lawsuit from the perspective of Unknown Worlds also says that gamers disinterested with the pared down introductory storyline put off by uninteresting gameplay or otherwise simply bored by the insufficiently developed release could abandon the entire sequel or worse, the entire franchise. For the company, the goal was always to produce a game that the gaming community wanted and would continue to want. So now, Crafton and now Unknown Worlds are on record saying that the Subnautica 2 early access would have been so horrendous, so awful, so garbage that it would be uninteresting, introductory, pared down, insufficiently developed, and would cause the entire community of Subnautica to abandon the sequel, never buy it, and not, lose interest in the IP in general. It's pretty bold. Interestingly enough as well, these are some pretty bold stinger statements. They allege that the founders never once since 2022, they never once had on calendar or managed to convene a single board meeting on record after 2022, failed to present or adopt a single board resolution regarding material business matters, and failed to pursue even fundamental industry standard steps to protect the company's intellectual property. The founders, for example, allowed blank issue to fester, and they oversaw a slipshod approach to blank, saying that basically not only were they abandoning their duties, They weren't involved in the development. They weren't looking out for Unknown Worlds at all. They basically checked out and weren't even in the office or in their chair, or could be found in their office desk. They also never called a board meeting. They never managed to rule on any official directorial level details or company level details as a C-suite employee. They never managed to do anything. They actually just weren't doing anything since 2022 at all. They were simply a figurehead. They were getting paid outrageous amounts of money for doing nothing for the game, which is what they're alleging here. Even going on to saying that while ignoring their duties at the company and their fans, the founders nonetheless found time to focus on their own self-interest, namely to strategize over their potential earn-out payment under the purchase agreement. So this is kind of crazy coming from, this is filed under the name of Unknown Worlds. They're saying that the founders did nothing for the company and focused entirely on their own personal pet projects and trying to maximize their payouts and their earnings from the purchase agreement and no other goal in general. Even stating that one of the developers internally to Unknown Worlds, not named in this lawsuit, wrote to Ted or to Maguire, "I do think Ted will concoct a scheme to get us that earnout." Again, saying that their only goal was to take the $500 million from the purchase and then, get the $250 million earnout and then run and then, store it up and go spend it on cocaine and hookers or something. Isn't Subnautica their pet projects? Bar! And this kind of mirrors Crafton's idea as well, saying that the founders realized that the pre-order demand and franchise value of Subnautica 2 presented their best opportunity to spike short-term sales, even if it meant harming the franchise. So not only are they saying that the founders, tried to rush the game out so they could hit the sales targets and get their payout, but they also intended to harm the franchise long-term. Saying that it was driven by self-interest and contrary to the best interests of Unknown Worlds, the founders resolved to publish whatever they could, shrug, under the Subnautica 2 name on a timeline that didn't tank the earn-out opportunity. Holy crap, this feels like it was written by Crafton. How did you like Peacemaker Season 2 Episode 1? I haven't watched. And even crazier, when Crafton refused to publish the game before it was ready, the founders openly threatened Crafton with litigation, expressly demanding and prioritizing a release date for Subnautica 2 that would allow them to capture blank of Subnautica 2 revenue toward the earn-out targets. That's wild, man. These are some pretty powerful accusations they're slinging around here. I tell you what. I tell you what. Do you even exist? Nope. I'm a figment of your I'm AI, actually. Put simply, in no uncertain terms, in the Unknown Worlds lawsuit, the key employees announced their priorities clearly. They demanded the earnout, not the early access release that would best entice the gaming community into the Subnautica 2 world. Personal, not company goals were the priority for the founders. Even stating, no joke, that Crafton was trying to hold firm and standing strong for the community of Subnautica, championing your interests as a gamer. They tried to stop the evil founders from kicking out a game that wasn't ready to be released. And then, the founders threatened to self-publish without Crafton's involvement. And Crafton said that self-publication would generate some revenue, serving the founders' personal goals, but it risked failing to deliver the success necessary to sustain and build the franchise. So too, self-publication would send mixed and concerning signals to the active Subnautica community, concerns that would be reinforced by a subpar release. So they're actually saying that the founders were trying to ship the game without Crafton's involvement, and without Crafton being involved in the shipment, that the community wouldn't have liked the game, they wouldn't have enjoyed it, and they would have been mad about it because it wasn't, it wasn't being aided by Crafton's wonderful hand. We got a name behind these accusations? Nope, just anonymous employee. Goodwill materialized, was left with no choice but to terminate their employment. Now, again, I'm being a little facetious with this, but it does, this sounds like it's coming directly from Crafton, not Unknown Worlds. Now, it could be that Unknown Worlds was on the side with Crafton all along, so you can read it into this however you want and let me know what your perspective is. It just feels like this is like, like they're using Unknown Worlds as a mouthpiece. Like, this is the same language, the same accusations, the same verbiage that Crafton was using in their own accusations against the founders, just now being filed under Unknown Worlds in general. And it goes even further to say that even though the founders' scheme of prioritizing the earnout over game development and goodwill materialized, Unknown Worlds, not Crafton, Unknown Worlds was left with no choice but to terminate the employment. And this was kind of a big shocker that we got last week from Crafton. Crafton was alleging that Crafton never fired the founders. They had no involvement in that. Like, it was Unknown Worlds that fired them, not Crafton. And then with this Unknown Worlds filing with the Court of Delaware, they're trying to reinforce that by saying Unknown Worlds, not Crafton, not the publisher, the development studio, was left with no choice but to terminate the founders and get them out of the company. They were informed that if they continued to insist on premature release of Subnautica 2, the studio, Unknown Worlds, would take all actions necessary to prevent inevitable and irreversible harm to the Subnautica brand. Creator crash. Dude, knife edge deathmatch. That sounds perfect. Just put them all in a knife edge deathmatch, make them fight it out. Now, back to the main argument of this lawsuit, which is stealing confidential information. They say that after all this had happened, the founders were told they have to just actually do real work and not run away and hide. They actually have to get involved and work on the game. And after, all of this, they were threatening to self-publish without Crafton, and Crafton was trying to champion the game community and make sure the game was good, just like they stand for all gamers in the world. They allege that the founders, after being threatened with litigation in and doing all of this, the founders began to remove company confidential information to their personal devices. Gill exported his entire Unknown Worlds email account on June 2nd, 2025, and again on June 30th, and McGuire and Cleveland grew more active in the week. Now, there's definitely going to be some of this of like them taking their personal files. It could also be that they wanted to have, a history of communication so that if this ended up going to court, which it has gone to court, many different lawsuits are now filing and kind of active for the trifecta of Unknown Worlds, the founders, and Crafton, which are in this schoolyard brawl with each other. It could be, if they didn't get copies of the communications and all of the interactions between each other, that it would have been nearly impossible for them to defend themselves in court because Crafton would control all of the details of their work emails, meaning that they couldn't refute any claims, right? If they didn't have access to the communications and Crafton says, hey, you guys said this, they don't have the way to refute that because they don't have access to those emails, that would be very awkward. I could definitely see the intention of like, hey, let's keep track of communications so that we can actually, file these lawsuits and defend ourselves in the way we think possible. But there also is going to be some proprietary information, confidential information, and with the employment agreements that they signed, and potentially even with the details of that purchase agreement from the M&A, the acquisition that happened when the change of control went over to Crafton, that it says that you can't, right? And you really have to understand that if you're a public company and you're owned by someone else, there are rules and restrictions around what you can keep, what you can't, and all of that. So it both can be true. It could be that they wanted to have access to records so that they can, let this thing run its course and actually be part of the battle, or they were trying to steal something. Both of those could be true. They even say that McGuire downloaded 99,902 company files in the days leading up to his termination, and Cleveland downloaded 72,140 company files. This is a little misleading, I think, just because when they say that they were downloading their emails, when they download 100,000 files, does that mean they're downloading correspondence, like actual text files? Are they downloading game files and game packages? Are they downloading assets? Are they downloading images, concept art? What is 100,000 file? If I say 100,000 files, what does that mean? That could mean a lot of different things. That could be they downloaded, 10 game packages and 95,000 emails, right, as text files. That could mean that they downloaded the entire, version control branch of the entire Subnautica 2, keeping hold of the game code, the game files, and the engine and all of that. That's pretty serious. And we've seen some of those play out with, games like Dark and Darker, where they were, kicked from the company, they left the company, but they did download some game files and actual assets, which got them in legal trouble in general. But when you say generic files, I think that begs a little bit more description on what you mean by files. Lunch orders. However, they say that Cleveland was stopped in the middle of his activity. His mom walked in while he was watching, was looking at a nudie mag, and he looked up all shaken. Cleveland was stopped in the middle of the activity. His last download from the company system occurred just 8 minutes before the company terminated his system access. These downloads were, by far, the largest downloads for each of the 3 key employees at any time since at least 2022, which honestly is, you're talking about trying to save or hold on to things. If you know you're being terminated and you know there's going to be a legal battle, I think it's understandable that would be the most download, but it doesn't mean that they're innocent, right? If they had employment agreements that say you can't keep anything, and in general, especially in the United States, if you work for a company, you don't own anything that you do or anything that you create on company time. This is something that a lot of individual employees in the United States specifically struggle with, in that they think, well, you know, I made a personal call on work hours. If you do anything in the main office of that company, if you do anything on work hours or on work property or with work email or with work company, even if it's not something that the company owns, that makes the waters very murky. And there have been many cases in dozens of industries where employees did something on work time that had nothing to do with the company, but they end up losing rights over it because they were doing it on company time. So you have to be careful with this, especially in the United States, when you mess with this kind of stuff, because this law is very clear. Like, the law around this is very clear. Now, here they kind of further on and say that downloads included company confidential information of every type: business records, game intellectual property, redacted, and communications from within the company. So they do say that there were communications, there were business records, but also they downloaded game intellectual property, and the rest of that line is redacted. Now, does that mean actual game packages? Does that mean they pulled from version control and started pulling from the branch of the game and started taking game code or backend or like anything proprietary to the company or the game as well? It sounds like they are kind of suggesting that, but with the rest of this line redacted, it's hard to say for sure, but it does sound like it was a mixture of things: correspondence, records, documents, you know, contracts, as well as game files. And I guess the drama continues here, because it says that Crafton and, well, more, actually it says Unknown Worlds. It says Unknown Worlds requested, as is standard, access to the three founders' personal devices: phones, laptops, tablets, home computers, all of their personal devices. Unknown Worlds said, hey, give us access to these so we can see if you have anything about the company. Now that you no longer work here, you've been fired, you've been terminated, give us access to all your personal devices so we can inspect them and make sure that you don't have anything on there that you're not supposed to have. And they say that the founders said, no, we're not going to do that. You can't have my phone. You can't have my laptop. I'm not going to show it to you. And instead, upon information and belief, they retained those files. When pushed, the founders threatened to delete the files and again refused to provide access to their devices containing confidential information for inspection. We deleted it, then we fired them. Kind of sus. It is very sus. It's very sus. It is very sus. Very. Pushed to be reinstalled into positions that they had functionally abandoned years earlier. Whew. So a doozy, man. Like, I feel like now that we've had the founders sue Crafton, we now have the Unknown Worlds developer suing the founders. Now we just need Crafton to sue Unknown Worlds, and the triangle is complete and the drama cycle continues, because this whole storyline is just getting wild. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are just exhausted and ready to just play the damn game once it's done, and they're tired of all this. But this is like one of the most bizarre, like, drama-filled actions in gaming that we've seen in a very long time. Just like super out there, and there's just a whole bunch of he said, she said, whatever. I'm sure there's wrongdoing on all sides. Usually with cases like this, when they're this complicated and kind of murky, it ends up being that everyone has done wrong in some form or fashion, but let me know where your head is at. Are you on the side of the founders saying that they've been wronged and they shouldn't have been terminated? Are you on the side of Krafton saying that Krafton did everything by the book and the founders were failing? Are you on the side of the developers making the game? They just want to get the game out and they're tired of all the leadership and C-suite and, you know, multi-billion-dollar companies getting involved in their business and trying to muck things up? Or are you on the side of just, I don't care what these human beings are doing, stop involving me in drama and just give me a good game that I can play and enjoy? Let me know your perspective down below. Founder, hounder, I deserve the money. I deserve the money. It's my money and I want it now. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Did everything by the book but can't read. Krafton employees would be furious if they could read. What's that Simpsons meme? Bro, what a frickin' nightmare this whole thing has been. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you get for selling the company. You know, like, you sell majority control of your company and then you're upset with what happens after. You gave up control, man. You sold it, you took the 500 million. If you really believed in your product, you wouldn't have sold for $500 million, you know? So, yeah, I mean, that's absolutely the case. Is that a King of the Hill meme? They probably do have a King of the Hill thing. I thought is it King of the Hill? It is King of the Hill. Those kids could read, they'd be very upset. It is King of the Hill. Bobby. Dun, dun, dun. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, da, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Should we go over PoE2 patch notes, chat? Q&A, man? And his opponent, Robert Whitaker, started laughing because he understood that reference. The Fighting Falmer? Fighting Falmer. Isn't that Elder Scrolls? Yes, just get your coffee ready. Ooh, coffee. Na, 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 na. A UFC fighter gets Elder Scrolls references? That's pretty based. Ba-na-na-na-na. Ba-ba-na-na. Ba-ba-ma-ma. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Me when I lore. His opponent looked like a jacked Falmer. Is that an insult? That's an insult. I wouldn't say that like Skyrim or Oblivion characters are like the most conventionally attractive people in the world. Like, all Elder Scroll characters are kind of goofy looking in general. This is where Hasselhoff comes out and says, "You can't say that. Don't at me. Don't at me. You can't say that. How dare you?" La 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 la. No. Stop zooming. There's a bunch that are gamers and famous ones at that. Good. More gamers. More. Now. More gamers now. Now. Dun 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 da 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 da. Hee ho ha. Anti-gamer content. I hate gamers. Freaking gamers. Who hates gamers too? Imagine being a gamer. Couldn't be me. I'm a Chad. I only play cornhole and drink at the local pub like cool boys and go to the sports games. That's me. I only play Madden and the latest NBA. True. Although technically that is still gamers, huh? That is still gaming. Dun, 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 dun. Gamer, gamer, gamer. Small fee investment, huh? All right. Randy Orton is a gamer too? Nice. Are they edited to high hell? Do they include spoilers as well? Spoilers? All right, what are we looking at here? Surely this is really short, right? 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 Really short, right? Keep going, won't be sure until you get to the bottom. Oh my god, dude. What the frick is this? Why would Jonathan do this? Fun detected. Cucamonga, dude. What the frick? What the? I need another coffee, bro. This is ridiculous. Goodness gracious. Oh, no, 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 no. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Enter the cryo chamber. Alright, well, I guess I need more caffeine for this kind of nonsense, bro. BRB. Well, where'd streamer go? Yeah. 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 I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Did all the things, refilled my drink, got my water, took the pump out. She wanted to bask in the sun and eat grass, and who am I to deny her? You know, she's getting older. If she wants to bask in the sun and eat grass and listen to the birds, who am I to say no? You know, it's just one of those things, man. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Probably need to make a phone call as well. Considering they haven't gotten back to me yet. Yeah. Bam 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 bing bong bing bing bong bing bing bong bing bing bong bing. Ding ding dong ding ding dong ding ding dong ding ding dong. Hey! Shut up, dry bear. Every time, dude. Every time with this guy, I swear. You can't keep getting away with it! You can't! No, 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 no. No, no, no. Further by my hand. The age of the Faradune is nigh. What happened? Why are you being weird? Where did it go? What happened? No, 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 no. You know what we could do for the PoE2 patch notes, chat, is we could split it up into multiple videos if it's going to be too long. Like class changes, system changes kind of thing. What say you? Bow, 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 bow. What say me? Yeah, what say you? Have at thee, evildoer. If they haven't called me, it's a 4:30. I don't know what their time frame is, but dink, 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 donk. Have it thee. You have insulted my honor. Mother trucker. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, ba, da, ba. Bow. 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 Hey, it's Dry Bear. And I can't believe it also do-do-do. By my hand. Subnautica. Subnaughty. So Subnaughty. Lasty Bug minions are goated. Could also do some Liphawk. Always some Liphawk to grind and vibe and thrive and vibe and bind and by my hand. Do I have? Hold on. Ugh. I do have some footage left over 4 months ago for Huntress. 4 months ago, PoE2. That's crazy, man. What have we been doing all this time? Huh? At the chastity group. Yeah, Dean at a chastity group. That's a match made in heaven. He had it, then he lost it, then he had it, then he lost it. Wasn't he born again at some point too? Lol. I was born 3 times, oh yeah? Is that one for every time that you died in WoW Hardcore? Is that what you're talking about? Me when I core, I'm gonna core everything. Core my hover bike, core my fellow, core my weapon, core my face, core each of my chesticles, core my butt cheeks. I'm gonna core Albion, then I'll core the teleporter, and I'll core all the dungeons. Put cores in everything. Core this, core that, core. New WoW expansion looks meh. I wasn't super impressed by the trailer, to be honest. I think it's cool to return to the Sunwell, but I wasn't as excited. I felt like the War Within had a better showing. Doesn't mean the expansion's bad, right? Like it's more about the gameplay than anything. But all I saw was the trailer, and the trailer wasn't blowing me away. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I don't know. No, I don't know. No, no, I don't know. No, no, I don't know. No. I'm there for anything WoW related. Dude, I want to play some WoW actually. Sounds great. Oh my god, bro. What an upload. Dinky donk. Is their dev going to do a video for TFD? They're doing a broadcast, I think, next week sometime. On TFD, on the upcoming patch. And there's supposed to be a patch the week after, September 4th as well. You know? Play Claire! Play Treasure Hunter Claire! I can't play it on stream. I don't know why you keep asking me to play it. I can't play Treasure Hunter Claire on stream. Don't you dare wow you cow person. Moo. I'm a Tauren. That was all you're doing. Yeah, it kind of was, huh? Listen, I just went to How Long to Beat and typed Claire. What do you want from me, bro? What do you want from me, bro? Bro? Me when I lore. Jody Mills and I get happy and then I get sad? Don't get sad. Don't be sad, man. Be glad. Be glad. Ding dong, ding ding dong. Dink dinky donk. Dink binky bonk. Oh, oh, oh. Get good instead. True. Da, na, na. Jump in the pit! What do you think it does? What are the predictions? What are the predictions? 2 passive points? Sick. Ding, dinky donk. Just gives your character a sweet green glow. So here's the. A buff like the bandits in PoE1? I hope it's not elemental resist. That'd be so lame. Now, of course, it's a legal document, so there's going to be a lot of context, a lot of like very deliberate language to keep things clear. But they summarized that in 2021, the even text like this saying Krafton develops its own games, but hasn't even. But further down into the lawsuit, they mentioned that in connection with the purchase agreement. Dink donk, dinky donk. Further down, it even says that you know, the Unknown World's leadership was central to it, but do. Dink donk, dink donk, dink dink dinky donk. Dink donk, dink 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 dinky donk. Uninteresting gameplay. They would abandon the sequel. They concocted a scheme. Confidential information. Doody doo, doody doo, doody doo, doody 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 doo. Doody 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 doo. Doo doody doo. All right. Bing bong, bing, 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 binky bong. A dink, 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 donk, dink, donk, dinky donk. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Okay, so there is that. Very good, very good, very good. So damn good. A Messiah quest. There's some really good quest lines in Cyberpunk. I actually really liked the horror segment in the expansion as well. It's quite good. By my hand. You missed it? Yeah, it was like you had to choose one or the other. Depends on what you did with Songbird, but look at this. This is ridiculous. What is this, bro? What the heck is this, man? Just warrior things. Feeling hot in here, huh? Goodness. Ding da donk da ding da ding da ding da ding da dinky donk. That new Blair patch? Yeah, it's he put the patch on the ground. It's Blair right there for sure. Surely, surely, surely. I want to make a Fire Warrior so bad based on the stuff they showed. Yeah, we did some Fire Warriors. I think, what was it? The first version of the game. But it was so hard to make it work. Like you had to fight real hard and get everything just right, just for it to line up. So it's pretty cool that you know. Da, 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 da. Steve and Pablo got their hands on Blair? Yeah, it seems so. Dinky donkey dink donk dink 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 donk dink. Bink bonk binky bonky bonky banky bank 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 bink bank. Yeah, finally endurance charges. I think they need to be careful about this, but I do think that they need to make frenzy charges a little bit easier to get as well. Right, I mean, in the initial early access version of the game, even with Huntress, like, realistically, power charges were, like, the only real charge you could maintain substantially, and Frenzy was possible, but only with the aura. Only with a very specific combination of things could you get Frenzy charges. So I think they need to make Frenzy charges a little bit easier to get, maybe one more source. And then they obviously needed to do something for endurance, because endurance was like impossible. Like you get one endurance charge a minute, which means you could never really use those charges for anything meaningful. It was pretty trash. Obviously, you don't want them to be like popping up all over the place, right? But you do want them to do something and be accessible at all. So we'll see. We'll see how the endurance charges work, man. We shall see. Bink bonk bink 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 bonk. Waiting for this to line up. Oh my god, it's not done. 6 minutes left. What the frick? What's taking so long, man? It's taking so freaking long, bro. Do it now. Now. Madge right now. No, 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 no. Indie games are delaying their games because of Silksong. Dink donk dink ding 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 dinky donk. Sunday kind of right. What's Sunday? The end of dog days? Dog days? Dog days? Dog days? Weekly reset. Hey man, you might just want to abstain, Cream, and come in cream fraiche, you know? Omelette du fromage. What's up, Tim? You know what I'm saying? Come in hot off the presses. It's Dry Bear. And I can't believe we're back here. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, it's Dry Bear. And I can't believe. Shut up. New video chat. Like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, or don't, whatever. Like, whatever, dude. Like, whatever, dude. Like, whatever, dude. Like, do whatever you want, dude. You know what I'm saying, dude? Okay, dude? Like, whatever, dude. Dude? Alright, dude? Hey, it's Dry Bear. Alright, dude? Okay, dude. Alright, dude? Dude man? Dude man guy? Dude man bro man dude man bro bro? Like, smash that like button. Slam that subscribe button. Take the bell notification out for a nice dinner and then never call her again. Bomb, 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 bing, bong. D&D stream? Dark and Darker? Dad and Dad? Dungeons and Dragons? Dragon and Dogma? Huh? Who? Where? When? Why? How? All right, chat. Well, unfortunately, I got to go deal with this. There is an issue. It's not that serious. I just have to do it before end of business. So, short stream today. Apologies. Yeah, we still got a bunch of stuff to dig into. PoE 2 notes and whatever. I might do, maybe I'll do a little earlier tomorrow and then go a little later. But, yeah. And I do still want to do an eraser build as well before we close out. But so I might just be doing longer streams through PoE 2. But, y'all, GG's. 07's in the chat. Thanks for hanging. Peace out. Have a great rest of your Friday. GG. Peace out. A-Town. Flippity flip flop. Bing bong boobity bang.